You guys are doing a great thing. It's such an uncomfortable topic to talk about, especially for a guy, young guys in their early 20s. And, I'm glad that, I can tune in and, listen to you guys.
Spencer Kobren's The Bald Truth.
Hey guys, welcome to the broadcast. Phone number is 888-659-3727.
Topic to talk about, especially for a guy,
young
guys in their early 20s. And,
Okay, that works.
You know what's funny? I closed the laptop.
Mm-hmm.
And the sound kept coming through it.
Yeah. Clam mode didn't engage. Clamshell mode. Clam mode.
I should probably
Clamshell mode didn't engage.
The old clam mode.
Helps.
Guys, welcome to the show. Thank you for your patience. Joe was late again, but it happens.
Well, my schedule is so booked now being an ambassador.
That's true. I was going to say that. So I just want to say that
really.
Who's the guy from Wheel of Fortune? Pat Sajak. I was just downstairs getting a cup of coffee. I live in a very cosmopolitan place, apparently, and everyone thinks that Pat Sajak's hair might be fake because he pulled that stunt on his program years ago where he pulled off his hair, which was a wig, and he was wearing a bald wig, and that went like fire on the internet. I can tell you with certainty that's his hair, and he looks amazing. He's having a little trouble walking. But otherwise, I mean, listen, so do I on some days. And again, if that wasn't Pat Sajak and you're listening, Pat, I'm sorry. I'm not here to spread any rumors. I just want to say that your hair is real and you look fantastic.
Meanwhile, half the room's like, who the hell is Pat Sajak?
That's their problem. It's their problem that they were born so late in this world. Towards the end of
Good point.
They're born towards the end of time. We got to live in this world.
The end days.
Yeah.
They don't get full lives because it's all going to end soon.
Dude, these guys, they're going to be living in essential slavery. That's,
They already are, man. They just don't realize it.
Dude. Guys, the phone number is 888-659-3727. I'm going to try to open my laptop. Hold on. I'm turning off my mic. So why don't you say something?
Well, there's all kinds of things I can say. I will talk about the subject of today's show because there's a lot going on, people, as far as future treatments. And I was lucky enough to speak with one of the delivery men of one of these future treatments. Was a week and a half ago or so. I was interviewing the CEO of AppSci down in Washington State. They're developing a new molecule or refining a molecule that was already invented by Bayer Pharmaceuticals, but they're refining it using AI. And that was exciting. But I've been following this a bit more since that interview because I do find it interesting. I'm kind of a AI nerd to begin with, and I've always been fascinated with machine learning, which is what it really is. And today on Hair Loss Cure 2020, there's kind of like I'll call it a synopsis article of everything that's going on AI related. And I was glancing through it and I thought it was a nice read. So I encourage everyone that's interested in that kind of thing to head over to hairlosscure2020.com after the show. You know who you are, and have a look at it because I think it's interesting. I'll read a little bit of this, just give you an idea. And this is in the first person from Amin, the admin of Hair Loss Cure 2020.
He's not just the admin; he's the founder. He created the goddamn site.
He's the founder. He's the CEO.
He started it all.
He's the owner. He started it in, I think, 2016.
He's a trusted content creator of the American Hair Loss Association, and he's an all-around swell guy.
He's a swell guy. He writes, in the past, I've briefly discussed the use of artificial intelligence and machine learning in drug discovery, especially when it comes to the potential of rapidly testing new products to treat hair loss. Funding for drug discovery startups that use AI is now really taking off. Heavyweight companies such as Amazon, Anthropic, Google and Palantir increasingly focusing in this area. However, the AI drug boom is still in its early stages. I agree 100%. Hair loss companies using AI to develop new drugs. A number of hair loss companies are currently developing new drugs using AI. He says, I will update this section on a regular basis. The most widely covered of these is Absci, the one I interviewed last week, an artificial intelligence drug company or drug and biologic creation company that is developing novel treatments via the use of generative AI. Their most anticipated product is a prolactin receptor targeting injection-based hair growth treatment called ABS-201 in its phase 1 clinical trials as of 2026. There's another one called ReYou. That's RE:YOU. It's like short for regarding you. Odd name. They've claimed to have developed 4 new molecules to benefit hair growth using AI. And a few years ago, there was much hype about a new AI drug discovery company named Insilico Medicine out of Hong Kong. Among the conditions the company aimed to develop drugs for included hair loss. Now, this is interesting. While they mentioned hair in a number of their past press releases, you no longer see it on their pipeline page on their website. But then there's an update. Eli Lilly of the US, who just invested $100 million into Absci, announced 2 days after my interview with him. And Insilico have struck a $2.75 billion deal for AI drug discovery, where hair will be involved in that. It's a larger package deal. That was just in March of 2026. And Takeda in Japan and Insilico struck a $600 million AI drug discovery partnership deal just July 2026. So in the past 3 days, that happened. A new Chinese company called 01 Life Technology is using AI to create a microbiome database and discover new molecules to treat various skin conditions, including hair loss. And finally, another hair loss company is making use of AI is South Korea's EpiBiotech. In October 2021, it signed an agreement with CN.ai in South Korea in order to accelerate the discovery of new hair loss drug candidates. It does go on, but
first of all, it is exciting times, and in the future,
a lot of money is being thrown
let's
at
have
it.
AI read it.
Ha!
I
can have the AI do the whole damn show.
Yes, you can, and I would appreciate that. Actually,
please,
guys in the chat room who are like, they don't understand how phone lines and radio shows work, which is interesting. I get it. You guys come from a different universe. When you call a radio show and you happen to get through, you automatically hear the program on the air, on your phone line, because the phone automatically picks up your call. In general, if all the lines are lit or busy, you would get a busy signal. On this particular program, it just goes to a voicemail. So keep trying. That's
he's
it.
Been saying he's going to fix that for the past 15 years.
Since I actually moved to this place, and I have the new Vonage box, and I haven't plugged it in. Okay, that's
even worse.
It's worse for you. Listen, let these guys work for it.
It's even worse.
888-659-3727. So yeah, when you call an actual call-in show, like a radio show, which I don't think people do anymore, the line picks up automatically and you're piped directly in. Then, if I see your call and I want to take that particular call, you will hear a little sound. And that means that I opened up the phone line for you. And that's how it works.
Is that what they're talking about in the room? It looks like.
Yeah. Guys, we'll take your calls in a second. I just want to say something interesting. And I don't even know if his family wants me to mention his name on the air. I don't know. But a friend of mine from high school dropped dead yesterday. No illness that I'm aware of. No protracted situation. No warning that I was aware of. Just someone found out through Facebook, who then contacted a friend of mine, that the guy is dead. And that's how life is.
That's terrible. Sorry for the loss of the family.
Well, I have to say that I had a lot of good times with this kid in high school. He was a funny guy, very interesting. We did a lot of debauchery, We smoked a lot of cigarettes on the roof of his apartment house. We rode. I'll never forget this one story. We used to ride our bikes like insane kids in the streets of Manhattan. And we're riding our 10 speeds right past the UN on First Avenue. And we must be going, I mean, I don't know. We're passing cars going downhill, so it could be 40 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Cab door opens.
No helmets.
There were no helmets. Lady's getting out of a cab. This kid just rams into that door, going 40 miles an hour. Flies. He must have flown 10 feet. He just gets up, and we have to carry his bike home, and he's fine.
Yeah.
That's how we were as kids.
That's how we rolled.
Anyway, I'm just not sure if his family's comfortable with me mentioning his name. I don't know. You just don't know. So I don't want to say anything. But it was it came as a shock. But I mean, listen, we are 61.
You are.
Shit just stops, man. All of a sudden, we're talking. It's like, boom. Spence dead. He's been dead on 30 years doing the show. He drops dead on the air behind the mic. You know what would happen tomorrow? Some guys would be like, you'll have some nice things to say about me, that I'm forgotten, and you go on with your fucking lives. Back to your own problems.
If it means anything, I would maintain the Spencer Kobren's The Bald Truth in memorandum.
Well, thank you for that. Accepting my trust that goes to somebody else, but whatever.
No, just a picture, up on the wall.
You can still work it, but All right, guys. Phone number is 888-659-3727. Let's see who this is. Hey, you're on the air. Who's this and where are you calling from?
Hello. This is Seb from England.
Hey, Seth from England. How are you, brother?
Seb, S-E-B.
Sebastian.
Hey, Sebastian.
I'm good.
Good.
I'm good, thank you. How are you guys doing today?
Not bad.
Yeah, pretty good.
About to celebrate the 250th birthday of freeing ourselves from you guys. So I think we're pretty good.
Oh, okay. Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So what's happening, Seb?
Well, I've not long discovered your guys' sort of channel / arrangement here going on, and it's been brilliant. I've learned so much stuff from both of you in the short time that I've been sort of watching and consuming this content. I think with Joe, it was is it lesson 1 of the hair transplant thing that just popped up on YouTube, and I thought, let's have a look at this.
Wow.
And then and I thought, wow, okay, yeah, that's one way to start a video. But yeah, it's been really, really informative.
Nice, thank you.
Yeah, and I thought that's a brilliant message actually, and so I don't want to waffle on about myself too much because I'll just keep going and going. But,
no, go ahead.
I'm 30 years old. I've been balding since I was about 16 years old.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, brother. It's heavy.
No, well, thank you. It's just one of those things, I suppose. And I remember distinctly, to this day, I've got this vivid memory of I came home from school, been running around playing football or soccer, whatever, and running around and all messy and covered in mud. I went for a quick shower, and I remember putting my hands through my hair at 16 years old, and my fingers, the resistance at my temples had just stopped. My hair was really thick, and I had a pompadour, and it was just amazing, thick hair. And I remember the middle fingers on both hands, they fell through my temples. There was just a lack of resistance all of a sudden. And I froze with my hands in my head in the shower,
Jesus.
Head and shoulders going into my eyes. And I just froze with my hands on the top of my head. And I thought, oh my God.
Dude, you just transferred your PTSD to me.
I'm sorry.
That gave me anxiety.
It's like a horror film.
Vivid memory. Oh my goodness! And I froze there, and I thought, no, there's no way. I can't. I dry it. I do this. I do that. Look at it. It's okay. It's still okay. And And for years, I'm just kind of doing this and doing that, and putting it sideways, putting it this way, drying it this way, using a blow dry, getting the density or drying it in such a way that it mats together and it kind of hides it. But just to sum it up, so I know you guys talk about medication, stabilization, surgery as a last resort, which I think is a great message, and more people need to understand that. But effectively, I discovered minoxidil first, which is the classic, probably first mistake that most people make with this stuff. Oh, I'll just Rogaine or Regain in the UK, as we call it. So I started using this Rogaine, Regain, and it kind of, at first there was a bit of a shed, but I still had quite a lot of hair, so I didn't really notice as much. And then it started to thicken up, particularly at the hairline. And I thought, oh, I've solved it. I've fixed. I don't have hair loss anymore. Well, no, that lasted for a few years. And then slowly but surely, it kept going. And I was, I'll just use a bit more. I'll just use some more Rogaine and a bit more and a bit more. And before you know it, I'm putting it all over my head.
You're drinking it.
Receding. Yeah. Putting it on my cat.
Yeah.
And no, don't do that.
Don't do that.
And I ended up with and I ended up with a laser comb, Hair Max. Sorry, I'm saying brands, and I probably shouldn't be doing this on your show, but I ended up with a laser comb, and I'm using this laser comb with the minoxidil, and
that is. I don't mean to laugh, but that is just so sadly typical of all of us, man.
Yeah.
You know, we didn't have laser combs at my day. I was hanging upside down with gravity boots from a chinning bar, and I was putting cayenne pepper on my head. Okay.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. No, I respect that. I think that's. I'd be doing the same thing.
That was old school.
I'd be doing the same thing. Yeah. So I'm using this comb, and I think it's working. I'm not quite sure, but. So fast forward 10 plus years, I'm doing the minoxidil, the comb, and people are seeing me do it. Friends of mine, they'll see me do it. They go, "What the hell are you doing?" And I say, "You don't know. You wait until I stop, or if I weren't doing this, you'd know about it," sort of thing. And I think the minoxidil was helping. The comb, I don't know. But anyway, fast forward, and it's progressing. And one thing I wanted to talk about on your show today, guys, and I hope people learn something from this, because especially the younger guys who may be in the beginnings of this. I found Topic, or hair fibers, effectively, and it was brilliant. And I put a little bit on, just a little bit in the top, the side, because for me, primarily, it was a hairline recession. My crown for this. Right up until probably the last couple of years, my crown was completely intact, mid-scalp, really strong. It was just the hairline, slowly but surely creeping back. And I put a bit, they were vellus hairs. There were things that the fibers could attach to. So it would create this illusion. And I would use mattifying powder and hairspray. And no one really could see that I was balding. So I held it together until I was about 27. Yeah. And everyone thought I had amazing hair. Don't touch it. But everyone thought I had amazing hair. Yeah. Okay.
Because I haven't gotten a lap dance since 1987. Okay.
Right. Yeah. No. I've got like the reflex. The arm flicks out, and I have to stop myself.
Exactly.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Bob and wing, like a boxer.
Yeah, it's just like the Spidey sense kind of,
Yeah.
So it could be an old lady behind me looking for something on the shelf at the shop, and arm comes out. No, not good. But so I held it together till about 27, and it started to fray. It started to fall. The scaffolding was weakening. And it was getting harder and harder. And obviously, up until this point, I've not.
That's a great description. The scaffolding was getting weaker. I like that.
Oh my goodness!
The scaffolding for the mold.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing I talk about the hair fibers is, I think for me personally, it did me a great disservice using the hair fibers, because all the while I was thinning and receding.
And you were
it
ignoring it.
Yes. For me personally, it was accelerating. My case of hair loss, it was accelerating, and as you say, Spencer, I couldn't see it for what it was. I'd wake up in the morning, can't really see very well. I wear glasses, I wear contact, I can't really see. I put the fibers in, put myself together, go to work, and I forget about it. Come home, have a shower, go to bed. I never really see what's going on. And only until I really took a look and I thought, oh my goodness. And the breaking point for me, I promise I'm coming to the end of this little story.
Good.
So I go to work one day and I'm working with a lad, a friend of mine, and he's got amazing hair, amazing. Norwood one, whatever scale you want to use, and I'm doing construction at the time, and my hard hat. It's a hot summer's day, sweaty day. My hard hat falls off.
Oh no!
And I've got things in my left hand, things in my right hand, and I go. Oh, Jay, could you just get my hard hat for me, please? And I bent down for him to put it on my head, and he picked up the hard hat and he went to put it on my head and he froze. And I thought, oh no, don't say it. And he froze like it. Well, he did it like a mime, like it stopped in, like there was something invisible stopping his arm, and he stopped. And then he put the hat on. And this guy, he's loud and he's bodacious and he's always making jokes. And he froze and he put this hat on my head and he was quiet. Very, very quiet.
He was mortified, poor guy.
And I stood and it was hours later, we go to have lunch in the cabin and he says, so when are you going to do it? I said, what? He says, when are you going to shave it? When are you going to shave it off? Oh man. That was it. It was over. It was over, right? So that night I went home and
that night I snuck into his home and slit his throat.
Oh my goodness! I went home but my missus she says, "What's wrong with you? What are you doing?" I said, "I'll be back in a minute. I'll be back." I go into the bathroom. I'm thinking, "It's over, mate. It's over." So I get the bearing in mind at this point, I've not been on any alpha 5 reductase inhibitors. I've just been using minoxidil and this hair comb, and I've not really given myself a good go at
fucking hair comb. I gotta laugh. Go ahead.
Oh man. Oh my goodness! And and so I shave it off. I get the buzz cut with the buzz. I buzz it down, and I look. It's not too bad. And then I go, I don't know if I've got it all. So I get the razor, and I wet shave it right down. And it took me nearly 3 hours. The first time it took me maybe 2.5, 3 hours to do it.
So what did your wife think you were doing in the bathroom for 3 hours?
I think she hoped that I was doing anything other than what I did, to be fair.
Yeah.
Because I came out, she looked at me. I thought she was going to call the police. It's like, who the hell has just come out of this? This is horrendous. And honestly, she looked at me with such disgust, and I thought, oh my. So and the thing is, I'm naturally fairly tan, and I've never shaved my hair. I've buzzed it maybe a couple of times in my life. I've never wet shaved it. So now I've got this helmet, this white helmet on top of my head.
Oh
my
God,
hair used
that
to
is
be.
the best, bro.
Yeah. And it's in the middle of summer. So I've got a really tan face, tan arms, and it looked horrific. And I went to work the next day, and they all just stopped. They went, "Oh no!" But like I say, after a few weeks, the tan sort of balanced out. Yeah, and it took me a couple of weeks to get used to it, and I kind of. As you guys say so famously, in my opinion, you say you've won, you've embraced the bold, you've won, you've beat the game, this, that, the other, and I agree largely. And what I did that very night when I shaved it all off and I wet shaved it down, I went into the bathroom cabinet. I took all of my minoxidil and I chucked it. I had about 12 months worth of this stuff, Kirkland, I think it was, and I chucked it in the bin. And my hair comb, I put it in a box on the shelf, and I got my Topic, and I chucked it in a cupboard, and later to be thrown away. And I said, never again. And fast forward a year and a half, I did that for a year and a half. I wet shaved for a year and a half.
And then you flew to Turkey and got a hair transplant.
No. Thank God I didn't do that. No. I've seen some bad results. I've heard, and at this stage, I'm 29.
Let me tell you, I don't mean to interrupt you, but you have been speaking for about 20 minutes straight. So I want to say one thing. I'm just kidding. This is a great story, by the way.
Oh, sorry. I'll try and wrap up.
No. I want to hear it. I just wanted to say when you're talking about Turkey, what these kids think they're doing for themselves, even the guys who believe they've had a good outcome, who are 2 or 3 years out, they're done. They have no clue what their future holds. I do.
Yeah.
Because these guys are now coming back after the first wave of chop shop Turkish hair transplants and Indian hair transplants and Brazilian hair transplants and stuff that's happening in Miami and here in Los Angeles. That first wave is now at a point where all they're dealing with is disfigurement and depression.
Yeah.
And that's just the reality. And I cannot get it through these kids' heads. So I'm so glad that you recognized this and you didn't jump in that direction.
I can't imagine. I mean, you know, and when the facade fell down and I couldn't hold it together with sprays and fibers, and I couldn't make it look like a full head of hair.
You're making me feel bad about myself now. Go ahead.
No. You guys look great. You look, honestly. As I say, it had an effect on me, and there's not a lot of people to talk to about it because people either shut it down, I don't care, or they aren't balding and they don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Right.
So you kind of stuck with this feeling. But no, just to sum it up, so a year and a half goes on wet shaving, whatever, and I don't know. I was sat at home. I was sat on the sofa, sort of watching TV or whatever, and a thing comes up on my phone, and it's talking about hair loss treatments. And I'm aware of finasteride at this time. This is about 5 months ago now, and I'm aware of these things, but I don't really know fully. I don't fully understand the power of them or the results that can be achieved or what has been proven and how safe they are. And I thought, just spur of the moment, I clicked on it, and I sort of went down a rabbit hole, and I'm thinking, good grief, you know, it's actually, there's more, there seems to be nowadays more options than there were, you know, 10, 15 years ago. There seems to be, you know, low dose oral minoxidil, which I know is an older medication, but it's been sort of revamped and repurposed, and it's a bit more popular these days. So little things like that. And I'm thinking, oh, actually, it looks like people are getting better results almost with the options that are available now. So I took the plunge and I started a full treatment regimen, including 5-alpha reductase inhibitors. It'll be 5 months next week. So I stopped the wet shaving. I let it grow for a little bit, and I've been monitoring it, taking progress photos every week. And
nice.
I've been seeing results. I really have.
That's amazing.
It's
the whole story is amazing because you were able to free yourself. You went through the initial trauma of that, you know, shaving with the farmer's tan on your head, going through
the initial trauma being called out.
Yeah, I'm being called out.
After like that's I've been there. That sucks. That really sucks.
Dealing with the hair fibers and the, you know, like I painted my head today and I didn't do a full job. I was just like, I did a little bit. I looked in the mirror. I'm like, hey, you know what? It's okay to see a little skin at my age. What's the difference? You know, and I didn't even finish the paint job. That's where I'm at right now.
That's what she said.
That's what she said. That's where I'm at right now. But you do become stuck. You know, I built my career around this. Part of me is like, yeah, you know, I want to, you know, sometimes I'm like, I should just shave it off, move on. But I've been working so hard to keep every hair in my head. I don't want to do it. First of all, I don't think I would look good. You were able to free yourself. You look good without it. You lived your life. And now you're like, you know what? Let me give this a shot. So even if it doesn't work out for you, you're not in a desperate position. Like you've already won.
Yes, and I'm going to do this for a year and a half. I'm going to see what's happening, see if I can stabilize.
Give yourself 2 years. As long as you're not having side effects, give yourself at least 24 months and see what you get.
Yes, yeah. That's the plan. And just to end, I was looking at a potential procedure only if I can stabilize and clearly show and see that it's stabilized for 2 years minimum.
Good.
And then potentially look at a small procedure just to fill in the corners, as it were.
There's no such thing as a small procedure.
Just to whet my appetite.
Yeah. Once you are cut, you are cut for life.
Yeah.
The integrity of your scalp is permanently changed. It is a commitment for life.
Yes. And watching your guys' show, that's become more and more apparent to me. But I don't know if
Go ahead.
The surgeon that I've been researching and that I've I don't want to say chosen, but the one I feel most comfortable with based on all the information I have available is a member of the IAHRS.
Okay.
And I think they've got quite a lot of experience in the field based on what I've seen and heard.
They have to.
I don't know if I should mention them.
You can mention whoever you want.
Mm-hmm.
It's Dr. Is it Marwan Saifi in Poland?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Dr. Saifi. I really like the angulation and the design, the artistry of his work. I think is quite impressive. But that's where I am. That's so looking for stabilization, potentially something. And look,
just to let you know, Marlon has a good reputation. I know that he worked on a friend of ours, a friend of the show, the hair loss chemist. I think he used to call himself.
Okay. Yeah.
He's not part of the IHRS. He's never applied to the organization, but he's probably part of the ISHRS.
Okay.
Which is the big trade organization. But that doesn't mean anything that he's not a part of what we do. It just means that he hasn't applied. Well, normally it can mean something. We've had over 3,000 applicants, and we've rejected most of the people who have applied. He never applied, and I've heard great things.
Okay.
I've heard great things about him. So,
okay, I must have got something crossed there. Yeah. That's the plan. So, but no, as I say, if I continue to improve the way I have been improving, at that 2 year mark, I don't think I need anything doing. Because
then you win. Like that's what it comes down to. You win again. 2 wins. Not bad.
Yeah. I would really hold off on even if you think you are okay after 2 years. I mean, how old are you now?
30.
You're 30. I mean,
yes.
The fact that you were able to shave your head completely probably means that you'd feel relatively comfortable in a very short haircut as well. So if you're able to grow enough hair where it kind of creates a shadow and it looks like you're shaving by choice, would you be happy with that?
I think so, yes. Yes. In fact, that's what I've got now. I've got a 0.5 or a 1. And, I'm experiencing a bit of a treatment shed in the top, but overall the thickness is in the whole head. The thickness everywhere is increased. And my hairline it's coming back in, which is I've never.
Well,
I could go on and on,
if you could enjoy just having a nice framing of the face with the hair that you have without worrying about having a completely full head of hair, but the illusion of a full head of hair that's shaven, don't have surgery. Because once you have surgery, you really can never shave your head again. You can, but it's never going to look the same. And
hair loss in my family is bad.
Yeah, and you start so young. I mean, I'm telling you, brother, if you can just graduate to the point where you're rocking a shaved head that's not cleanly shaved, but like a nice framing of the face with being on medication, live that way. I'm telling you, because by the time you're 45, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen with the AI. We really have no idea. The world is changing so quickly. For the first time in my 30-year career, I think it's possible this can come to an end within my lifetime, and maybe my not too ancient lifetime. Maybe in this next decade.
Right.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I'm going to be getting my. I already put an order in for my sex robot. I'm excited about that.
Okay.
So
they can paint it for you.
Yeah, whatever. She could paint my head and and other things. Yeah. So I listen. It's not in my best interest to tell you not to have surgery.
Okay.
I founded an organization 25 years ago of the best surgeons in the world, but they all know that my message is surgery is the last resort. If I could talk somebody out of getting cut, I'm going to talk them out of getting cut. It's a lifetime commitment.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like, let me just tweak now that I have some hair back, let me just tweak things. There's no tweaking. You're in it. That's it. You're committed to surgery for life.
You become part of the brotherhood.
My biggest fear is having something done and then, God forbid, touch wood, developing some sort of illness that's completely unrelated to health. Just could be anything. You get a tick on your leg, whatever happens, something happens, and all of a sudden you've got this violent reaction of your body. And as I say, in my family, hair loss is very, very strong. We're talking grandmothers, bald, granddads, everyone, uncles, everyone. Yeah. So I feel like if it all falls back, and I've just got this.
Dude, if you got a bald grandmother, I don't know if I would go for surgery.
Oh my goodness! I know. I know. They bless them.
No, God bless her. Listen, it's very strong in my family too. My mother, before she died, basically had no hair. I think a lot of it had to do with medications that she was on, because she was very sick. But, this is the real deal. People just look at this, and I'm so tired of what I'm seeing online. I'm not even looking anymore. Like, I'm at a point now where I don't even look at my feed. If I decide to post something, I'll post it. And I haven't been posting at all, as you guys probably know. Very little. I'll post a story here and there. I can't even look at this shit anymore. I can't look at these guys talking about their hair transplant journeys when I know what the end of their journey is going to be.
Oh, God.
And it is disaster. Now, with that said, for all you doctors who are watching, who may be part of the organizations or even part of what we do for such a long time, I'm a fan of well-executed hair transplant surgery, but far fewer people are actually great candidates than they think they are.
That's a candidate, yes.
Yeah.
Exactly,
yep.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, listen, brother, it's really a pleasure. Your story is, I
loved hearing the story.
It was funny. It was enlightening. It was, you talked about your triumphs and your tragedies. All in one story. And the reality is you've already won. And now you're kind of like hitting another part of your journey where you might actually grow a lot of hair back.
Yeah, it's looking good. And if it doesn't work,
and with that, we'd like to get updates. We'd like to get updates as you continue to develop.
That would be great. That would be great.
Yeah. Keep calling in. Like, let us know what's going on. I want to follow this.
Yeah. Joe, before I go, I've tried to find an email or somewhere just to send you some of these images. I understand you must be swamped with requests and all sorts of nonsense, but with regards to these updates, I do a monthly sort of thing, and you can see it actually changing per month. I didn't know if maybe for the show, if you could pop it up on the screen. I don't know if you'd still do that these days, or if there's a way to send that over to you.
The best thing to do at this point, Seb, is keep them in a file. And then when you're done with your journey, or when you've reached the conclusion of you think, okay, this is it, it's do or die.
Yeah,
I'm either doing it or I'm not, and it's based on the progression that I've archived. Then you can send it to me.
Okay. Yeah, we'll do that.
Sound fair? Yeah. Because the beginning of the road updates. That's small stuff. I want to be blown away by the overall progress over the next year and a half.
And Joe's going to have to work on his internet connection. Otherwise, Mr. Orlandis is going to criticize your images. as being too
Well,
pixelated.
there is that. Yeah.
Oh,
apparently.
come on, Rolandus. Come on, man. Okay.
All right, brother.
Yeah, no, we'll do that.
Listen,
That's brilliant. Thank you, guys.
Congratulations.
You've been great.
And thank you so much for the call. It was really nice talking to you.
Thanks for calling,
No
Seb.
worries. Thank you. Thank you for taking it.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Okay, take care.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
I'm looking at your image right now. I did notice that it was slightly pixelated at one point, but I think it was the internet connection. Now it's a lot clearer.
At the beginning, it was trying to propagate properly.
Yeah.
But I got a 3 gig fiber. Like it's not a speed issue.
Yeah. And I have and it is on my end. I have 1 gig. Is that not good enough to bring in your shitty stream?
Well, apparently not. Well, I got your shitty stream. Well, pardon me. Well, mine isn't from Beverly Hills Internet. Sorry.
That's true. No,
I want to do a quick shout out to.
I think before you weren't coming through this part of, you weren't piping in this way anyway. You coming directly through your own software, merging into my software, so your camera would be slightly clearer for sure. Wasn't that the way we did it before? We were both using the same software at one point, and we were connecting that way. And so both cameras were essentially the same. And actually, I realized that mine was less clear than yours, so I upgraded my camera to the new Canon so that it could be as clear as yours. But now, apparently, mine's more clear or sharper.
Now yours is ultra super duper clear.
Yeah.
More than mine. Anyway, I want to do a quick shout out to Dr. Markabayeva, who is up at a very early hour. She has been up for, I believe, every episode since I met her in China at the FUE Asia World Conference. And she knew about the show, but then since we met, she's wanted to stay up at like 3 a.m. in Kazakhstan. This woman's been getting up to watch the show. She's now in Vietnam on holiday. It's 5 a.m. She was in the room earlier.
Wow.
And so thank you. She's a cool lady. She does work in Kazakhstan. She's apparently got a thriving practice there, and always like to see the diehard fans up super early in the morning. That's nice. So appreciate the shout out.
Well, thank you for that, Doc. Phone number 888-659-3727. Let's take a phone call. Hey, you're on the air. Who's this, and where are you calling from?
Hey, Joe, Spencer. It's Charlie from Vancouver.
Charlie, what's happening, brother?
Charlie, what's up, man?
Oh, I feel like I've known you guys for so many years now. I'm half of the Harry Horny seniors that phoned in at one time.
I remember you guys.
I was going to say, yeah.
It's been a while since I've called in, but
how's Wreck Beach this year?
Oh, it's been nice here, eh? Vancouver, yeah. But you know that old saying, if you hang around in a barber shop long enough, you're going to get a haircut?
Yes.
Yeah, I've been listening to you guys for like over 10 years now. That's sort of when my hair loss journey started. And the same with my partner, Deborah. She's here listening too.
Hi, Deborah.
And
hi, Deborah.
And so we've been we've been traveling this route together. And I've learned so much from you guys, and I'm so grateful that I've had all that information, been on the finasteride, on the oral minoxidil, got a laser helmet, doing all that stuff. And a couple of months ago, I retired. I'm 68 years old now. Started my hair loss about 10, 15 years ago. And so, anyway, I'm so involved in the hair loss world now. Once I retired, I decided to get a hair transplant.
You're kidding me.
And so I retired 2 months ago, and 2 months ago, I got a hair transplant.
Wow. So where'd you go? Where'd you get it done?
Tell us everything. We want to know it all.
So I've been listening to you guys for so long, and Joe, what would be your guess about where I might have got my hair transplant being in Vancouver?
Dr. Jerry Wong.
Dr. Jerry Wong.
Right on.
And,
okay.
You know, I hope
you don't need another surgery, dude.
I have been thinking about it.
He's not going to be doing it any longer.
For a long time. And I was a little worried about the fact that he was getting long in the tooth, right? And I heard from you, Joe, that he was thinking about retiring soon. And then but you also, on another show, you mentioned he still has amazing hands, right? And so I thought,
Yeah.
okay, let's get her done while the guy's still there, right? So got in there, talked to him. He's a really great guy.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm one of these guys, Spencer. Like, I really relate to the way you keep hanging on to your hair there, and your, the kung fu look is not for you, and that's been my journey. And even when I was younger, like, I've got bald relatives on my mother's side, and all the data that goes with that, right? And I was always afraid of going bald, and I had long hair, and I always had sort of like a body dysmorphia about losing my hair. And then I finally started losing my hair, and I freaked out and started doing minoxidil, and then more of it fell out, right? And then got to you guys and got on the finasteride. You calmed my nerves enough that I could get over all of the doom and gloom about my dick falling off or something like that, right? And started on the finasteride, and it definitely did have sexual side effects. There's a whole nother story there, but it did stop the hair loss progression, right? So
you shaved your hair, but you're impotent.
So I say, well, there's a whole nother story, because me and my partner are also both on TRT, right?
Okay.
And I've been on that for several years too. And I started it after my hair loss, and that took a whole lot of thinking, because there's a lot of doom and gloom about, if you start taking testosterone, your hair is going to fall out.
Sure.
Didn't change a thing. As long as I was on the finasteride, it didn't change my hair loss in the slightest. But it did have, the finasteride did have the sexual effect, but the testosterone brought it back, especially in conjunction with my partner taking testosterone, because that boosted her libido, which balanced out my loss of libido.
Wow.
So anyway, one thing and another. The funniest part of this story is, I've been listening to if you shave your head, you win, right? Like, if you could shave it, and I went, there's no way that I can go around bald, right? And so anyway, we go into Dr. Wong's office.
Are you going to tell me that they shaved your head and you're like, wow, I actually like this?
That's exactly what I'm going to tell you. She's there with me, and they shaved my hair off. I had her there for support, and she's standing next to me, and she goes, "Hey, you don't look too bad." So I said, "Here, give me a mirror." And I went, "Hey, you're right. That doesn't look too bad." So I said to all the girls that were standing around the team, I said to them, I think we're sort of done here. And the one girl, she said, well, that's okay with us, but this is going to be the most expensive haircut you've ever had.
Well, let me ask you a question. And this is what's interesting, because you see a lot of people online, and what normally happens, and Joe, correct me if I'm wrong, normally the hairline is drawn on before the full shaving actually occurs. Am I right about that, Joe?
Oh, yeah. Dr. Wong drew in a hairline. Yeah.
So then when someone shaves their head, they actually have this illusion of their head and their face being framed by this drawn-in hairline. So when you look at them on camera or in person, people are like, wait a second, this really doesn't look that bad, because, your features are all framed by the drawing of your hairline. So what you really have to do is you have someone draw it in, shave your head, make sure you know where it's drawn in, and then wipe it off and see if you're happy with it. Because all these guys, you think they look great with their head shaved in general before their surgery, they have a drawn-in hairline. So it's kind of an illusion. So they're just not sure. I'm not saying you didn't look great. I'm sure you did. But that adds to it.
Well, and the funny thing about it is I've worn my hair at a certain length forever, because I didn't really like. My dad used to give me a buzz cut when I was younger, and I just hated it. And finally, my mother stopped him from doing it, and I had to have my hair longer. And so, anyway, since I've had the hair transplant, and I saw how I looked without any hair, I've been totally comfortable with a buzz cut. So now I'm actually cutting my own hair with a 2 or 3 guard, waiting for the transplant to grow in, of course.
Yeah.
And I'm just fine with it. And I can't believe after all the years I suffered worrying about my hair that now it's a total non-factor for me. I've come to accept the way I look, whether I got no hair or short hair or whatever it is. And so it's blowing me away. The other thing I want to get across, and again, this is thanking you and, Joe Spencer, I had so much confidence going in with Dr. Wong there because I knew that I was going to get, this guy's at the top of his game. And I just recently watched one of your videos, Joe, where you were getting a hair transplant and you had the girls around you, the team doing it, and particularly Winnie. And I had Winnie there, and she did all of my extractions, and Dr. Wong did all the incisions for the placement.
Oh, so you went through with it. So you went through with the surgery.
Oh yeah, my hair's growing in now. Yeah, I'm a couple months, 3 months into it now. Yeah. And so
I thought your head was shaved and it was the most expensive haircut because you're like, keep the deposit. I'm done. Okay, I misunderstood. Yeah. We didn't get this far yet.
I'm Scottish. When I put $500 in already, I'm done.
You're committed.
There's no going back. No going back there.
Got it.
But I just want to give a shout out to Dr. Wong's team, and I tell you the benefits. Like all of the girls I talked to, they've been there for a long time. Most of them.
Yeah.
And they were just like a military operation. They do such a great job, and they made me feel so comfortable. And I thought it was going to be an ordeal, and it was all so easy. And of course, Joe, I live in the west end of Vancouver. It was like a 10-minute drive to go get my hair transplant. And then 10 minutes after it's over, I'm home and in my lazy boy starting the recovery process. The other thing that's been funny to me is I haven't been worrying about telling anybody that I've had a hair transplant because I've had the confidence from listening to all the stories and everything and how you used to deal with it and just go out.
But you're also 68 years old. At this stage in your life, you shouldn't be worried about shit. The fact that you're still alive and you still feel comfortable and you're getting your hair done and you're still screwing your wife and you're having you're having a good life. You got some money in the bank. Enjoy it.
Totally. That's the whole deal. And everybody, but I tell people about it, and every single person that I tell about it says, "Oh, did you go to Turkey?"
Yeah.
No.
Isn't that? I have to tell you, I don't know. Maybe they do get as disturbed as Joe and I do, but I don't know if the industry itself, the trade organizations, or the people in this field really understand what they have allowed to happen to this specialty. It is fucking ridiculous. The fact of the matter is that whether it's celebrities or it's the mainstream media, the old media, or, just people on the street, their idea of having hair transplants, did you go to Turkey? As if hair transplant surgery doesn't exist here in the U.S. anymore. Like that is the go-to place to get this surgery. That's fucking pathetic.
100%. Every single person, young, old, it doesn't matter. Did you go to Turkey? And I said, no, I went to one of the best transplant surgeons in the world and not only that, he was 10 minutes away from my home.
And with that said, there are good hair transplant surgeons who happen to be located in Turkey, but maybe there are 10. I'll be fair. I'll be even more generous. 12, maybe 12. That's it. 12 out of what, 700 clinics now?
Oh, it's more.
Wow.
Than that.
Yeah.
Is it more than that?
1,000. There's over 1,000. There was over 1,000 several years ago. Like it's crazy.
I thought it was about 700, 800. Maybe you're right. Maybe I didn't know that.
And that's including the ones that are also in the back of hair salons.
Because we've had about, and you know this, about 400 apply to the IHS. 400. You know how much money that is? Do you guys have any? I hate even saying. Do you have any idea how? Even if I just decided to take 200, and appeared to be, like it was exclusive. That I was only taking these 200 out of all these thousands, like Joe said. The money would be ridiculous. Just checks. Basically, I just wake up in the morning and be like, check my bank account.
The audience doesn't know what a check is, but just
I just made $200,000 today.
The Bitcoin will be flowing.
Yeah.
The whole thing about this, and I won't go on a rant, but talking about how the narrative has been lost with regards to everyone thinks that it's not people go to Turkey because it's a bargain. They go to Turkey because they think, well, everyone goes to Turkey, so it must be the best place. It has completely morphed. And kudos to the Turkish government for investing in this, because they pay or they reimburse any clinic that's doing overseas advertising 50% of whatever they're spending. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
That the Turkish government is poured into advertising for hair transplant surgery. To the surgical tourism, not just for hair, but also for teeth and all this stuff. But there was so much money put into fighting this developing narrative of Turkey, but it was done the wrong way. It was doom and gloom. It was, if you go here, you're going to be butchered. It wasn't through proper education. It wasn't through positive reinforcement of where the good places are, including some in Turkey.
Look, negative social proof does not work. I told that to Arthur Tykerzinski, as you did, and I'm like, this is going to make it even easier for the so-called black market to completely take over. You guys are making it look as though you are scared shitless of having your asses handed to you by the Turks. Yeah. That's it. Doesn't look like you're concerned about people's well-being.
I've seen ads where in North America, like in Florida, and I forgot where the other place was, but their selling point was that the clinic and everyone that works in the clinic were trained by the best Turkish teams.
Yeah.
That came over and trained everyone.
There's my buddy down in Miami just sent me something about that a company like that promotes Turkish trained technicians are doing $1 graft surgeries in Miami.
It's so bizarre. And what's sad is it's probably working.
Oh, it is working. It's brilliant. The whole thing. It is all, it's fun. It's just, listen, caller, we're going to let you go, but you sound great, first of all. I'm really glad.
It's Charlie, right?
It is Charlie, yeah. And the one thing I'll say about the Turkish, I got to say, it wasn't cheap going to Jerry Wong, right?
Yeah.
But I'm messing around with some permanent surgical things going on in my head. And I don't want to be getting on an airplane flying from Turkey to Vancouver after I've gone through that process. The fact that I could just drive home, get in my chair, start healing up and everything. I'm not sure how people do it, but
not to mention, you gotta wear too many clothes to get on a plane to go to Turkey, and you're not about the clothes. You're a free spirit. You like to hang loose and be naked all the time, right? So
it's possible. Yeah, that's the best way to hang out for sure. Yeah.
Hey,
anyway,
pardon the
guys,
pun.
I just wanted to give you some feedback. I've been benefiting from all of your wisdom and insight and information over the years, And so I've got a full head of hair again now. Oh, interesting thing. When I first went in for my consultation, Dr. Wong said, "Oh yeah, 2,500 grafts, eh?" And then the day that I went in, and he said, "What about the back?" I said, "I don't look at the back of my head." And then the day that I went in, he's going, "Oh, you know, how about 3,500? I'll put 1,000 in the back." And I went, "Oh, what the hell?" He says, "It's going to cost more." Yeah, I sort of figured that might be the case. But so I went for it, the full 35. So now I've got a full head of hair.
Dr. Wong upsold you in one of his last surgeries, bro. That's awesome.
That's the way to go out with a bang.
Yeah. Well, listen, I'm just glad he didn't offer you liposuction.
I could use some. You know where I should go? You should have a preferred list for doing that too.
Yeah, let me tell you something. I had the opportunity to get into that side of cosmetic surgery, and I realized very quickly, as much of a cesspool this industry is, mainstream cosmetic surgery, it's insane. I feel horrible for these men and women who undergo all these procedures. Some procedures are great. You know, they could really be life-enhancing, life-changing. The vast majority of these non-surgical treatments being performed today, including injectables, in my view, and no one could sue me for this, it's destroying lives.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no doubt. Well, last word to you, Spencer. Try shaving your head, see how you look, and don't get worried about getting on the TRT. It's good stuff.
I'm not shaving my head unless I get on the TRT.
There you go.
All right, brother.
There you go.
Take care.
Okay.
Thanks for calling, Charlie.
Thanks for now. Yeah, you bet. Ciao.
Say bye to Barbara.
Everyone's trying to get me on TRT. I don't want to do it yet.
Go ahead, Spencer. Everyone's doing it. Everyone will love you for it.
The way that I feel about it, it's kind of like the whole hair situation. It really has to do with how your body utilizes the testosterone you're already producing.
Mm-hmm.
You wake up with a kickstand in the morning in your 60s, it's probably working. Your testosterone is probably working pretty well. Have I seen changes in my body? Yeah. I have tendon issues, all kinds of issues that actually are healing. I've been in rehab for 4 months. But I got to tell you, it's not like a crazy difference. I have a little bit more fat when I don't, like if I've been eating more. So, Joe always tells me I'm eating all the time. But
every time we talk on the phone is...
Yeah, but
smacking on something.
But in general, we barely talk. But in general, yeah, I'm not going to say that I'm not changing, but it doesn't. I don't know. It doesn't seem that drastic. Next time Joe sees me, he's going to be like, "Did you look like shit?
What the fuck?
What happened to you?" Let's see who this is. Hey, you're on the air. Who's this? And where are you calling from?
David from Washington.
David from Washington. What's happening?
Hello, David.
Listen, but by the way, I don't mean to cut you off, David.
I got a question for you, Joe.
Yeah.
You know that interview you did with Apsky? I think that's how you pronounce it. A couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I thought it was Apsky too, but it's Apsai. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually in the same town as that company. They're like a couple miles from my house.
You're in second Vancouver.
Yeah, they're the original. Anyway, what did they? I actually caught it live and haven't listened to it on a replay. But what did they do to anything? He said something about they did something with human tissue or skin in a petri dish or something to test if it working on human. I know it works in the stump-tail monkey or whatever, that macaw, whatever. Real good.
Yeah.
But what did they? Yeah. What did he say that they did so far? I know they haven't done anything on humans yet, really, but he said something about how they did something on human tissue, testing it to see if it works on human.
Oh gosh, the one thing I don't recall the specifics. I do recall him saying something about they were seeing some. Gosh, what was it for the hair or was it for something else? Because they're developing this molecule that is they're hoping will treat male pattern hair loss or just hair loss in general, but they're also working on it to treat endometriosis for women. And
Right.
I don't recall if it was which they were testing it for in the wet lab, but I don't want to speak. I don't remember, but it's in the interview. So go back and go look at the video and then ask AI, because Gemini is built into YouTube now, so you can actually ask it directly. Where in the videos that talked about using it's a brilliant new feature in YouTube that not many people are talking about. You can ask it anything about any video, and if it's in the video, it'll give you the timestamp.
Right, on a specific video, there's a little. I think I saw some new. Yeah, I mean, I know how it works incredibly well on the stump tail monkey or whatever, and I was just trying to see if there was an apples to apples comparison if they did a test on humans with the same tissue and the same kind of tissue tests with the stump tail monkey.
There's not an apples to apples, because it's still in phase 1 as far as the safety profile, which just came out 2 days after that interview on June 24th, which was a Wednesday, and that came out looking like green lights across the board. And they announced that $100 million investment by Eli Lilly. But what tests they did do was Petri dish level stuff. It wasn't, there's no humans getting injections of this stuff that I know of, or that he talked about. It's prelim, but it's based on the work done by Bayer from a few years ago, which was the HMI 115, which, according to Sean McLean, CEO of AppSci, they feel, based on their AI models, that aside from some tweaks that they decided were necessary or that the AI recommended, it was a dosing issue, because they got an increase of like an average of, I think it was 14 hairs per square centimeter, or whatever the metric was that they utilized for their patients. And in the human patients, but where in the macaques, it was like full head of hair, like everything grew back, or 80% of everything grew back. And so they didn't extrapolate the proper dosage for humans from the macaque study. And so that's why they only got like 14 hairs. And so AppSci thinks, and that's where the human studies were done. But they shut it down thinking, okay, this isn't really going anywhere. And then AppSci is looking at it through their AI modeling system. They're like, actually, we're picking this up, and we're running with the ball, because we think that it's just a dosing problem with some fine tuning as well. And so that's what they're gearing up for, is in the next study, is to actually stick this in some heads to see how it works.
Right. They want to keep it at a high enough dose for long enough to where the bulb stem cells or something stay in that regenerative state or something like that. It made total sense.
They want it to stay. They want the antigen stage to last long enough for the K15 or for the stem cells to repopulate the bulge of the hair follicle, and they measure that with the K15 proteins, which was a misnomer in the. I had to look this up because K15 stem cells, I wasn't sure what that meant, and so I looked it up. And the K15 is a protein biomarker that indicates the stem cell activity, and so more K15 protein cells or biomarkers, that shows an increase in the stem cell activity or buildup, and it's specifically focused in the bulge of the hair follicle. That's where we find the K15 proteins, the biomarkers. And so that's what they're working on, or that's what they're looking at. And that's what they're hoping how this medication works, or this treatment will work, to induce more hair growth in humans. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, those monkeys have the same pattern, right? I mean, it goes with age, right?
Yeah. That's what they've always been testing on. I got to tell you that my urologist is still advertising using stem cells to increase my bulge, which is offensive, actually. Apparently, I'm on a small
go back
bulge
and listen to it, but yeah, that's really interesting. I got really pumped when I just caught that live accidentally. It came in my feed. Usually, you don't.
I saw your comment. I saw your comment saying that you're just like 10 minutes from their office.
Yeah, they're real close, and they got a nice building. But I seen it like a long time ago.
He's standing out there with
Okay,
like a picket sign saying, "Let me in."
Yeah,
I want
exactly.
in.
Put me
Give
in
me
your
hair.
study.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my only question. I got to run here, but yeah, love your work, both you guys, and
Thank you.
keep it up. I trust your information more than anyone that I ever run across on the internet.
Well, thank you, brother. I appreciate
God help
that.
you.
See ya.
All right.
Thank you for that.
Take care.
All
Bye.
right.
All right. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Phone number is 888-659-3727. Let's see who this is. Hey, you're on the air. Who's this and where are you calling from? Caller, you're on the air.
You're on the air.
Hey, boys, how you doing? It's Zach from Florida.
Hey, what's your name?
Zach from Florida.
Zach.
Hey, Zach. What's going on?
Yes, sir.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, I'm about 10 days out post surgery. Everything went well. Thanks to your all's recommendation. My question is more about medication post-op and what you all would recommend as far as where to obtain it from.
Okay. Well, I mean, you have a doctor, right?
What's your clinic telling you?
Sorry, I cut out for a second. So I went to Dr. Nussbaum. Everything went great. I was doing topical finasteride and minoxidil. We're switching me. I guess he said my dose wasn't adequate with the topical and that the results and everything would be likely better if I switched to the oral for finasteride. I was only taking it topically because I was scared of the side effects and everything, but I'm over that, and I'm going to definitely try it just based on listening to you all and Dr. Aaron. But I guess my question was, I don't want to take a generic. I heard a bunch of things from both of you two gentlemen talking about that. Wanted to go with something that's name brand, probably Scar and Quarter It. I just wanted to get your thoughts on that, if you think that that's the best thing to do or how to go about that.
Well, it's definitely the most consistent thing to do, to use name brand. And you could always ask Dr. Nussbaum if he'd be willing to write you a script for name brand only Proscar and then cut those tablets in quarters.
He did.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, that's what I have it for. It's for Proscar.
So there you go. So you use that's name brand.
Question answered.
Okay. No, I was just making sure with you guys. I guess when I go to get it though, and I'm reading now with the Proscar that there's different places now that it's manufactured, like different labs. Did you see any issue with that, or do you just go with, hey, I want name brand and not worry about the second part of that, where it's coming from, if it's Proscar?
Well, yeah, I mean, if it's a name brand Proscar, now essentially it's no longer under the Merck moniker, but it's an offshoot of Merck, which is, what is it? Organon.
Organon.
Yeah.
Organon.
Yeah, and I think that they are manufacturing in Italy and maybe in Jersey too. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
but definitely in Italy.
Yeah.
So I mean, as long as it's from Organon and it's Proscar, you're in good shape.
Okay. And would your all's recommendation from somebody that came from topical, and I was doing low dose topical, like I want to say it was 0.05, not 0.5. It was definitely 0.05 and 7% minoxidil. That's what I was using. Was going to go over to Proscar, order it, and take it every other day to start and see how I'm doing on that. And if no issues, maybe bump it up to every day. I don't know what your thoughts are on that.
What did Dr. Nussbaum advise you to do?
Well, 1 milligram of Propecia, and then I wanted to switch to the Proscar just for the cost effectiveness of being able to get a name brand and order it versus getting Propecia and taking it every day for.
Right, but as far as titrating
on,
as far as titrating on the medication, as far as starting the med, did you discuss your concern about getting off of topicals and titrating onto the oral?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we said just take it and kind of just see if there's any problems and back off. Like, so, because I've already been on the topical, so it's probably likely in my system. But
yeah. I mean,
I'm not worried about doing it.
There's nothing wrong with starting slow if that's what you want to do. You know, if it's going to give you a little bit more confidence, if you're concerned about potential adverse side effects, it's going to give you more confidence to get on the medication and titrate it slowly. Then,
should I tell him?
Yeah, Joe could tell him. Go ahead.
Okay. This is what you want to do. First off, I'm not a doctor. I don't play a doctor on TV, and I did not stay at a Holiday Inn Express. Spencer Kobren is not a doctor either, and none of the advice or information that we give on this broadcast should be considered as medical advice. Use it at your own caution. With that said, I've said this for 20 plus years, that if you're starting a new medication, you're concerned about potential side effects, you can titrate into your usage, starting slow, where since you're taking Proscar, you're quartering the tablet, take 1/4 tablet once a week for a month. I always recommend starting on Mondays. Do that for a month, see how you feel. If you feel fine at the end of 1 month, then you can bump it up to twice a week, Mondays and Thursdays, so on and so forth. If you feel fine next week or the following month, month 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And a lot of people are fine staying there. If they don't have any side effects, they just maintain, stay the course, 3 days a week. If you want to, you can move up to 5 days a week, or you can even move up to daily, which is what the original recommendation is, in the same format. Every month, bump it up by adding 1 day. So that's usually a great way to titrate into this. Now, if you do experience side effects at any of these steps, then you got two choices. You can stop and go back to the previous month where you weren't having side effects, or you can push through, because a lot of times, and this is a very controversial statement for some people, but it's true. A lot of times, if there is some sort of side effect, if you push through, it will resolve itself over time, usually in about 3 to 5 weeks. But those are your two options, other than just stopping cold turkey, which would be absolutely silly to do, especially if you're on it for a number of months. But that's been my recommendation for titrating into this. I have yet to hear back from anyone that has said it was terrible for me. They either don't call me back or message me, or they get back to me and say, yeah, I was fine. That was a good plan. So try it. Let Dr. Nussbaum know that you're going to do that if you do want to do that. Don't give him any surprises with your treatment. If he assumes that you're taking it daily or what have you, and you come back and say, oh, no, I'm titrating in because Joe Tillman said to, he needs to know this. So let him know.
Joe who?
Joe who? And give it a shot and let us know. Let us know how that works for you.
Okay. Do you and I'm only asking because I have a follow-up in like a few days actually next week, but
yep.
Is it effective if I was on the 1 milligram and it was every day? Is it effective to take it every other day? Like, what do you think your opinion is?
I'm not a fan of backing down.
Every other.
I'm not a fan of backing down on dosage. I mean, it's probably fine, but
yeah.
And to be honest, I have done it myself just because sometimes I get lazy. It's like, okay, 3 days a week is fine. Okay, I'll stick with it. I've never seen any sort of real meaningful change. But I do know some people where if you just look at your medication wrong, they go through a shed. Like, it's different people react differently. So that's generally why I'm not a fan of backing down to a lower frequency of intake unless there's a side effect. Then obviously do. But talk to Dr. Nussbaum about that. That's you're only a couple days out from seeing him face to face, so leave that to him. He's got the default way to go on this.
Yeah, and then my other question was, like, being on the 0.05, was that was I basically just like never on it at all with that that level of dosage? I mean, that's what I was thinking. Is I know I add some of that in this topical solution, but if it was that low of a percent, is that almost equivalent to not doing anything, or like, hey, yes,
No.
it's somebody pissing in a swimming pool type of thing, or what?
No, I mean, you're not going to get as much, obviously, in your system systemically.
Yeah.
So you're introducing something into your body now that's going to be at a much higher dosage compared to, what was going into your bloodstream before. But as far as it affecting, potentially slowing down your hair loss and reversing miniaturization, through the scalp, it could be pretty effective. I've seen some really good results with topical at that strength. So it's not like you were on nothing.
The 0.05 you've seen?
Yeah, that's what most people are using.
Oh no, I thought like everybody was like 0.5 was 0.05.
Oh, yes, 0.05.
Yes.
I'm not sure. I'd have to consult with my expert on the panel, Joseph.
Well, 0.05 of like, say, a 1 milligram tablet, wouldn't that be like 20 pieces of the tablet to equal? Like, I'm trying to do the math in my head, and I'm terrible at math, but
no.
Like 0.05 milligram. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, in the topical. Yes, per 1 milliliter.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's okay. That's different.
It was a topical solution. That's why I was wondering, was what I was using now basically like I'm not really doing anything at all because it's such a low.
Here's the answer to your question with another question. How was it working for you? Were you seeing any sort of stabilization? Was the loss slowing down, or was there any sort of improvement?
To be honest, I don't know if I just kept progressing slowly the entire time that I was taking it, or if it slowed down what would have been worse before. I mean, I just got
how were you progressing before you even started? How were you progressing before you even started taking it?
Yeah, I was smoked in the front, so the frontal zone was pretty much non-existent.
Okay, but then after you started taking the medication, was there any change?
I mean, I want to say it slowed down or stabilized the back, I would think.
Okay.
I don't know if that just is, maybe I'm just not going to lose it there, and that's just
all right. So I just consulted.
I don't know.
I just consulted with an actual expert. So at 0.05, if it's a 0.05 solution, and that means 0.05 per liquid milliliter, that's essentially like applying 0.5 or 0.5 milligrams of finasteride. So basically, it's like taking a half, but topically, of a 1 milligram tablet. So it's not 20 times less. It's not 20th of a tablet. Now, if it was, Joe wasn't incorrect as far as basic math, but that's not the way that it works.
Yeah. But the idea though is that because it's topical and it's going directly to the claims. I'm not saying this actually happens, but because it's going directly to the follicle, that it's an equivalent amount of medication to actually get the same effect as the oral. Am I right? Is that the way they look at it, or does it even say that? Because I think that's the way it works. That anytime you have a topical solution, it's going to be it's not going to say 1 milligram of topical solution. It's going to be a lower dosage and is mixed in with the delivery vehicle and all that. I think that's the way it works out.
My understanding was it's like times 10, whatever it is, whatever it says per milliliter.
Yeah.
So right.
Well, bottom line is it's roughly what you should be taking. It sounds and everyone watching and listening, forgive me, I don't know a whole lot about the specifics of the different topical dosages because I just don't deal with them. But it does make sense because if it is going,
I bet you Mr. Reliance knows.
I bet Mr. Rolandis knows. That's the standard. I think it's close to the standard prescription strength, so you're fine. But again, it comes down to what I was asking you. Are you noticing a difference? If the answer is yes, then it's fine. It's not a drop in the bucket. It's not meaningless. If you're not noticing any difference, then maybe it is. Maybe you do need a higher dosage. But again, talk to your doctor. He'll be able to spell this out for you, and talk to him about the titration schedule I gave you, and see what he thinks. And if he says that Tillman's being stupid, don't call back.
No, but you guys are 100% on using the non-generic. I know I heard Spencer go wild on a show. I don't know how many years ago I found.
I'm not 100%. I'm 100% on if you find a medication, it could be a good generic brand, and you're doing well with it. I'm 100% in the camp of make sure it is not switched out on you. That's it. Now, if you start with name brand and you could afford it, then you consistently being prescribed it, then you never have to worry about it being switched out on you. So it makes it a lot easier.
Sounds like you guys answered my question. I will go the name brand and quarter it and go from there.
All right, man. Listen, good luck with everything. Happy growing.
Absolutely.
Thank you, guys.
All right, take care. Oh, my God. 30 years. 30 years.
As of this moment, he's like, yeah, that's it. Crack. 30 years. There we go. We made it. We made it, people.
Let's take a phone call.
Good job all around. All right.
Hey, you're on the air. Who's this, and where are you calling from?
Hi, this is Omar from Israel. How are you guys?
Omar, what's happening, brother?
What's up, man?
Hi. I'm good. Thank you. Actually, first of all, I want to thank you both. First of all, Spencer, for having this show, and Joe for contacting me about this particular doctor, which I will not name. Actually, I spoke with him today. It was very nice. And this is something very nice to have, and somebody who cares. So nothing concrete yet, but just something nice to have. So thank you for both of you. First of all, this is the main thing I'm calling.
You're welcome.
And second, if I may ask a question. Actually, I started asking you the last time I was calling. If you remember, I had about 4,000 grafts FUE procedure. And going forward, let me ask this. If I want to utilize my donor as best as possible, what do you think I should do next, FUT or FUE?
Hold on, watch this.
Watch what?
I just put the camera on Joe. I want Joe to answer the question.
Oh, okay. I couldn't see. I wasn't watching our feed on the side. Boy, that's a tough one, Omar. I mean, you've obviously listened to the show enough to know that we both endorse the idea of, if you want the best long-term donor management and you have advanced hair loss or not even advanced hair loss, but you need multiple procedures, it's hard to beat the logic of a good strip. The way I look at it is that should be at the beginning. Because when you're taking out that strip, when you take out that strip as a virgin scalp, then everything inside that strip tissue is native and untouched and full density, beautiful. And then once you close that wound, fingers crossed, everything goes the way it should. The areas, even if it doesn't go how it should, the areas above the incision line, below the incision line are still pristine and virgin. You can go in there with FUE and just have a blast, knock it out. In your case, and those of everyone that's already had, 1 or 2 surgeries of FUE, you go in with that same strip. Now you're getting less bang for your buck, as it were. You're getting less hair in that same, even if it's exact same strip. You got less hair in that strip because a lot of it's relative, but has been removed via FUE. And then there are other additional issues that develop aside from the reduction in numbers that make a strip post FUE not quite not quite the return on that investment. So
how come?
Well, I just said you don't get so much hair in that strip as you would if you had that from the beginning. So the same strip, say it's 20 centimeters long, 2 centimeters wide. If you got I didn't do the math, I'm just throwing numbers out there. If you got 4,000 grafts in that strip, and then you go back in, and same dimensions and everything, it's 3,500 grafts, 3,200 grafts, and there's a bunch of scar tissue in that strip that's removed. You have fewer grafts. You have more work that needs to be done to dissect the grafts out of the strip tissue. You have scar tissue to contend with. You have a higher probability of transection of the grafts that you do get out of the strip because the scar tissue kind of distorts angles and everything. It's harder to cut around the scar tissue. It opens up a small hornet's nest of issues that you have to contend with that would not be there if the strip was the first procedure that you ever had. Okay?
Yeah.
Not to mention, because the areas above and below that strip are now also thinned out due to FUE, hiding that strip scar, and this is very general, generally speaking, hiding that strip scar is going to be more difficult because you don't have native density above and below it to hide that scar once it heals up.
Yeah.
It may be fine, like sight unseen. I don't see your pictures. I don't remember. I think I looked at them at one point, but I don't know what your donor looks like. But so this is generally speaking, very broad. Okay, there are many cases that have started with FUE, went in to have a good strip, and they turned out fine. Good yield, good harvest, all that good stuff. But that's the exception, not the rule. Again, depending on the baseline situation. So
I understand.
You're in a position where you've had a lot of FUE, and most people that have had 4,000 FUE, they don't have 4,000 more with most surgeons, and that's a big asterisk. That's a big caveat. And that caveat is you will have some surgeons that are more creative with where they take the hair from. They can go very far outside of the, I don't want to call it traditional donor zone because that's very limited and based on FUT, but the safe FUE zone, they'll go much further out of it for the name of homogenization, which I'm not completely against. It just depends on how far outside of that area they're going to go, because then you are eventually going to venture into areas where that hair is not quite as DHT resistant as the hair that would have been in that original strip taken out of that safe spot. Once you get really far outside of that area and you start getting creative, all those hairs have a question mark. How long are they going to last? So what's your medical regimen like? Are you taking 5-alpha reductase inhibitors? Type 1, type 2, finasteride, dutasteride, your minoxidil, oral, topical. What do you do? Yeah. So these things can help influence how that will work for you in the long term. That's why I don't like these big 10,000 graft cases that are out there. Occasionally, okay, fine. But when a practice makes that their hallmark of why they're known when they do 10,000, 12,000, 13,000 grafts, that's playing with fire. The odd case here and there, okay, fine. Extenuating circumstances or really unique repair cases, things like that. And you might be one of those situations where you don't need to have, first off, you might not need 4,000 more grafts. I don't know what the assessment's going to be from this doctor, but that's my feeling on the FUT first versus FUE later approach. That's the way I look at this, and it's based on my own experience where I had all the strips first. I got my strip surgeries out of the way, and that basically got me where I am. But it allowed me to have more via FUE that I couldn't get with FUT because I was stripped out. Like, it's done, including the repairs for the strip scar stretching that occurred after the third repair surgery. Trying to remember history here. But and I still have more. Like I can still have more FUE. So it gave me the option of about 2,000 more grafts that I wouldn't have access to with just strip. Yeah. If I go that same route with FUE, then there's no way I could. Like, I will debate any doctor that says that my case would have the same number of grafts in their hands with FUE and not look like I've been picked clean like a chicken. Versus what I've been through. I'd love to have that discussion. I'd do it live with anyone. Any doctor that claims they could do better.
If you remember, I think... Sorry?
I was just explaining a little side rant there that doesn't have anything to do with you, so I apologize. But in your case, more FUE might be just fine. Like, I don't know what your donor reserves are like. I don't know what approach this doctor will take. And by the way, I respect this doctor. Like, if it wasn't someone I respected, I wouldn't have put you two together. I wouldn't have tried to facilitate this offer because I know that there's a chance you might actually go with him. So I didn't. If it was someone I didn't think would, put in a really respectable effort, I wouldn't have even bothered. So I've known this doctor for over 20 years. We don't always see eye to eye on things, and that's fine. But what I can't deny is the fact that he does care, obviously, because he wants no credit for this. Like, he was very explicit. I'm sure he told you, don't mention my name. He just wants to help. And I respect that. But like I said, if I didn't think he could help you, I wouldn't even bother putting you together with him.
Yeah. So thank you again. Really appreciate it. He actually also told me that if I want, he can recommend on other doctors, like not necessarily proceeding with him. We just, discussed today, and I need to send him some photos. So I should do it soon. It's this can be really helpful. But returning to what we spoke earlier, if you remember, I went to Cyprus and I met with Dr. Shapiro. He estimated that I still have like at least 3,000 grafts. Also, he's co-doctor, I think Dr. Josephaitis, if I pronounce it correct.
Yep.
He also checked my donor, and he said, with FUE, you should have at least 3,000 grafts. This is the same estimation I got from other two doctors I met there. But what Dr. Shapiro told me was, you can go ahead with FUE, and then maybe you won't need FUT, and you can keep it as a last resort or as a last surgery. But it kind of contradicts what you said, because then the area, if it's not virgin now, after maybe one or maybe two additional FUE surgeries, it will be maybe even more difficult to have the possibility to do a proper FUT. So this is something.
Well, that's what I was saying.
That's
what I was saying, though. FUT after all this FUE.
He was basically telling you that Shapiro's suggestion was contradictory to what you were saying. So he was giving you your props, saying that you were saying the correct thing.
Well, Dr. Shapiro's wrong.
Don't forget, it was a FUE convention, so obviously they will not, opt for FUT. Obviously.
Well, here's the thing. This practice of medicine, this specialty is ever changing. And I don't know if it's necessarily because the technology has gotten so much better.
It hasn't.
I think a lot of the change is the perception of things and the willingness for physicians who were at one point diehard strippers or diehard FUT surgeons to
I'm sorry, the visuals were too much to handle. Diehard strippers.
Yeah, well, there's a couple who could be actually, but
I'm such a 12-year-old boy.
It's fascinating. You know, I actually have, and I'm in possession of the true oral history of this field. And one day when I can get my shit together, or maybe someone will do a documentary when I'm old, and they'll take all these CDs and these audio tapes, digitize everything, and put it out there in a kind of a historical archive, so you guys can know exactly how this industry has evolved and the thought process of these physicians. There was a time when I can guarantee you that Ron Shapiro would have given you the exact same advice as Joe Tillman just gave you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I really do not think it's because the technology has evolved or that, I'm trying to be diplomatic. I think these guys know that once enough FUE extractions are made, once enough dissections and extractions are made, that the remaining strip is going to end up looking like Swiss cheese.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
You mentioned a few times Dr. Feller in the show, and I remember like 10 or maybe 15 years ago, he had a very viral video where he said, it's not a McDonald's menu. If you are a candidate for a strip, then strip is what I'm going to give you. You're not going to choose. It's not like a dollar menu. So
yeah,
I think
and he was right.
He is right.
He was right because that's.
I mean, he had his own agenda at the time, but actually he was right.
Yeah. He 100%. He had his own agenda.
I think. Yeah.
He was never a huge fan of FUE, contrary to the fact that he will be the first to tell you, well, he had some of the first FUE tools, they were patented and blah, blah, blah. And that means nothing because he was always more of a fan of FUT, publicly speak. I don't know about privately, but publicly, he was always promoting FUT over FUE for a whole list of reasons that I won't repeat. And there was some validity to them. Like I don't want to discount make it sound like I'm discounting what he's saying, but he was absolutely right with when you come to my clinic, it's not a McDonald's menu. Like this is what I think you're a candidate for, and it's 9 times out of 10 it's going to be strip, and that's it. You're more than welcome to go someplace else. It doesn't mean that you have to have strip. It doesn't even mean that he's correct. It's just he's correct for what he feels comfortable for your case being, whoever goes to see him. The same goes with like someone else who at the same time, 15 years ago, was suddenly anti-strip and all FUE, like say John Cole. He would have gone in and 15 years ago, strip is barbarism. No one should be doing it. It's criminal. FUE in my hands, blah, blah, blah. And he felt FUE is better for you, then that's fine. If you didn't agree with that, then you're welcome to go see someone else. And that's the case with every single clinic out there. I've said this before. You're hiring them to do a job, not the other way around. So while you don't dictate how they take care of you, how they address the problem that you bring to them, you do dictate where you go. So if you don't agree with it for whatever reason, and I'm not against taking the idea of different consultations, different approaches to your to achieve your solution, you choose the best one, but you have to choose the clinic that has that solution as they presented it to you. You don't go to a different one and say, well, so-and-so said the FUE is better for me, but I want you to do it. And they don't want to do it. That's where the patient becomes the problem, not the clinic. Especially if it doesn't turn out the way you want, and then they blame the clinic after they talk to the clinic into doing what they wanted. I've seen that happen. That's silly.
Yeah.
So yeah, Feller was absolutely correct on that. 100%.
So for me, like going forward, I'm just, I just share with you the way of thinking, the thinking process. I think that I should meet at least one FUE doctor and one FUT, or at least somebody who does both, just to get the opinion of, each doctor, each method. I think I owe it to myself to choose right, to know my options, at least.
100%. Yeah. Yeah. No, that's the right attitude. That's the great approach. And you got some more plane tickets to buy. That's for sure. If that's what you want to do.
Actually, I am. I will. I'm going to do it either today or tomorrow. I'm having a short trip to Europe to meet Dr. Manny, Dr. Sever, and one of the doctors who works with Dr. Feridouni in Belgium.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So all of this fun is going to happen in August. So I'm just
all this fun.
Yeah. So I just booked the meeting with them, and now I should just book the flight. So let's see how it goes, and it should give me some more details on my case, specifically.
Okay.
Because till now I only had like online consultations, so it's not the same. Like I should go physically to meet with the doctors.
Everyone should follow your example. They won't and they can't, but yeah, you're doing it right. Absolutely. You're taking it slow. You're meeting doctors from around the world on your dime. You're flying to meet them wherever they are. I respect that a lot. Mm-hmm. And I look forward to more updates from these meetings that you have. I'm going to be in Poland in September, so some of these doctors I'll be seeing there, and for the FUE Europe conference.
And just think, if you would have videotaped this, had a videographer with you, and gone on all the consultations, you could have done a killer video that would have popped, man. That shit would have gone viral. Start a channel, making some big bucks. But you didn't think about it.
Too late.
I don't want to be exposed, but, maybe.
Oh, it's too late now. You have to have a video with. You're flying around the world. In the airport, having the local fare, the foods, talking to the techs, all that stuff. That's what these kids do.
I'll actually tell you that doesn't work. I did that. It's a waste of time.
Yeah, but you weren't having consultations. You weren't some guy who got fucked up, who's flying from Israel all over the world. No, you got fucked up years ago. I'm not talking about in today's.
There is a different angle. Yeah,
we're not talking about ancient history. Yeah. Okay, we're not talking about when surgeons were using a hammer and a chisel, like they did on you.
Mm-hmm. That's basically what it was.
Yeah. No, but I mean, what you're doing is you're doing it the right way. You already got fucked up.
It's not super botched. I can, as I mentioned, if I were hair fibers, nobody knows anything, nobody suspects nothing.
Yeah.
So
you're very lucky.
That's where I'm lucky. Yes, exactly. But it is what it is for me. As a person, you see all the flaws, and you always, try to make it as perfect as possible, because I don't know, maybe it's a character, I don't know. Maybe it's just the period where you have, more visibility online, better quality of cameras and everything. So
I get it. Look, I haven't gone for surgery. Look what I try to do every week, every day. This is how I live my life. It's not perfect. So maybe I'm not a perfectionist like you, but, I understand trying, wanting it,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, and you're young, right? How old are you now?
41.
Okay, you're a young man.
I hope I don't look like that. Many people say that I look much younger.
That's great.
Yeah.
When I was 41, I looked like a baby. That changes fast, brother, so enjoy it.
Yeah, I am. Trust me. I trying to hold the time, and enjoy as much as possible.
I get a lot of nice things about, a lot of people say nice things about my age and appearance and all that stuff. And I'm just like, don't curse me, man, because that wall is coming. I don't know when it's going to hit. Like once you reach 60, you kind of like every day I wake up and I have to do like, it's like I'm doing like is my check engine light on? Can I see what's going on? So enjoy your life, brother.
Actually, in that sense, I'm my testosterone is very high. Even above the scale, and naturally, thank God.
That's great.
So I don't experience nothing. Most of my hair is black. I see a lot of my friends who are 30s, and they already have like many white hair. So in that sense, I'm kind of lucky.
You're starting to make me feel bad now, but go ahead.
But you can always dye it, and it's not that I don't have any white hair, but it's starting, but it's still, most of it is still black. So
at your age, you can dye it. When you get in your 50s, something changes with your skin. Now, some people lose some pigment, some people it's just a different texture. And when a guy dyes his hair, dude, in general, it does not work out. It is not good. Like if I did it, especially if I kept my beard, I would look like a crazy magician. So
actually, it suits you. This color actually very suits you. I cannot see you, differently. It will look weird. You own it, so it looks very nice.
Well, you're very kind.
No, I don't like it, but maybe if I'm, in few years, it will suit me better. I don't know. So, yeah.
I can tell you, man, the women with like major issues dig it. They dig it, man. All the crazy broads in the bar love me. So, all right, man.
You have your attitude, so you're very relatable.
Say that again. Am I what?
You're very relatable.
Yeah, like you're very friendly, funny. You're not the typical American.
Oh,
you're not the, politically correct.
I am not politically correct. That's true.
Yeah, and I like it about you. This is what's special about you.
Well, that's very kind. Don't make me cry now. It's our country's 250th birthday tomorrow.
So don't cry.
All right, brother. Listen, it's always a pleasure talking to you. You have a much better,
you sound great.
Tenor, just a better, vibe to your voice. Now you feel like you see the light at the end of the tunnel. So I'm happy for you.
Not yet, but I'm in the process.
You're in the process.
Thanks to you guys. Thanks to you guys, and it will be done the right way. So.
Okay, man. Well, good luck.
Thank you.
All right, take care. Have a good weekend.
Yeah.
You
take
too,
care, Omar.
Bye bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye. That's a good call.
He's a great guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't want to go. I wouldn't want to be gray, but it's fine for you.
I know. I couldn't handle it personally, but it works for you.
Yeah, I mean, it would really probably destroy me emotionally, but you look good with it.
Personally, I'd want to just go ahead and unalive myself if I had your hair, but it works for you.
Whatever. All right, let's take one more
call.
We started late.
I've seen worse.
Yeah, I've seen worse. Do you have time for a call, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Hey, you're on the air. Who's this and where are you calling from?
Hey, Spencer. Hey, Joe. My name is Tony. I'm from Maryland.
Hey, Tony from Maryland.
What's up, Tony?
What's happening?
Hey, I was curious. How long have you guys been doing this show?
I started doing the program in June out of New York City, WABC Radio, June of 1998.
Okay, and when did Joe join in?
Officially, I'm still waiting for him to join.
Officially, it was early 2015. I think.
It was, man. And if you look at those videos, man, holy cow, it's amazing because I don't age.
I know.
But dude, you look like a baby. No, we both got. We both look young.
I look like I was 25.
It's unbelievable, really.
When I was like 40, like in my early 40s, I looked like I was still in my 20s.
Yeah, I mean,
at least on camera.
Look, you look young. You look young. You still look good, but you look very youthful. Yeah. Anyway, so go ahead, caller. What's up? What do you want to know?
So to answer the question, but I actually started calling in and contributing as early as around 2006, I think.
Some would call it contributing.
Off and on.
Some would say trolling, but whatever.
Trolling, yeah. That too. Anyway, so yeah, where's this going? What do you want about that?
Well, I just want to say, like, I've been listening for it's been almost a decade. I used to call in when I was in college, still in university.
Wow.
Back in 2016.
Now he's got grandkids.
And, nah, not yet. It's been 10 years.
Wow.
I was like 23 back then. Now I'm 32.
Wow.
And I was calling in because, I wanted a hair transplant, and you guys, kind of pushed me the other direction, say, hey, think about it a little bit more, try other things. If you can wait as long as you can, do that. And so it's been a decade, and I got into a point where, like, it's hard to style my hair sometimes. It's hard to go to the barbershop, You just never find a good haircut to get. So I'm considering going for a hair transplant in the next year.
Okay. Well, now you have a lot of time under your belt. You were very young when you first called. You somehow got through life without getting a hair transplant prematurely. Maybe now it's the time for you.
Yes. So I'm calling in because actually already had a small transplant in Rockville. Just one of those. I don't even think they have a chain, but it was a hair transplant done mainly by technicians, and no doctor involved, literally. But it was just 500 grafts FUE. So definitely if I do get this transplant in the next year, I definitely want to make it with somebody.
Well, how did the 500 graft transplant in Rockville, Maryland go?
So I've gone to get consultations, things like this, and some of these places say they did not do a terrible job. They just put the hairline a little bit lower. And back then, because I was in school, maybe I didn't have the confidence or whatever. It did help me through those years.
So let me back up. So we talked you out of it. You said you didn't. You waited 10 years, but you actually had a hair transplant.
Before knowing about you guys, yes.
Oh, before. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Yes. And, I was unhappy about it, or not, I guess not satisfied.
Sure.
So then I wanted to just do more research.
Not a lot of great hair transplants happening in Rockville, Maryland, by the way, in general.
Yeah.
But as long as you're seeing people who are saying that it didn't turn out that badly, then you're lucky.
Yeah. I went to Boston. I'm not sure how good they are, but you guys have somebody in Virginia, I believe. I went to Dr. Jerry Cooley too.
Oh, good.
And
he's in North Carolina, not Virginia. Just for accuracy, he's in North Carolina.
He's probably talking about Lindsay.
Yeah, he's North Carolina, but you guys have somebody else in Virginia that I saw too.
From
one of your websites.
Yeah.
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 So Now I'm wondering, do you guys have anybody in Latin America? I'm kind of Latino, and my hair is kind of I don't even know. It's a mixture of something because it's kind of like Asian and black and maybe
If you want to take a little trip to the Dominican Republic, there is a physician by the name of Alba Reyes who has a lot of time on tissue, who works on a lot of people with, Dominican. It's a lot of mixed race there, so there's like quasi Afrocentric hair, and she works on a lot of patients like that.
Yeah,
excellent. So that's Dr. Reyes.
Dr. Alba Reyes, yeah. You can go to
Alba, A-L-B-A, Alba.
Yeah, you can go to iahrs.org and look for her.
I will. Sounds good. Anything in Mexico or Colombia? Like I know people from have gone to Bogota for a lot of their procedures, and they say it turned out really good. But I don't know if you guys have heard it or know anything about Bogota.
There's no one that I'm currently who has applied. Well, actually, there's one person who applied from I think Bogota years ago. She never continued filling out or moving forward with the application process. She actually applied twice. So I think she had.
She's not in Bogota. She's on the northeast coast. It's I'm looking it up real quick. I can't remember.
What do I know? What do I know about Colombia, really?
Thank you.
Yemi Alvarez.
Yeah,
that's right. Just popped in my head. She's it's not Medellin. Oh God, what's the name of it? It's a beach town. I forgot the name of it.
Anyway,
Barranquilla, Cartagena.
Yeah. Barranquilla. That's it. She's in Barranquilla.
All right.
Yeah. She seems to, from what I was able to see from the initial couple of applications, seems to be doing things the right way. I have no idea what's going on with her practice now. For whatever reason, and I thought it was interesting, she never continued with the full application. And there could be many reasons for that. It could be maybe because I'm asking too many questions, or it could be that whatever. They some business person got involved, and they were like, maybe we don't want to be involved. I have no idea. But she seems like she is an option.
All right. Sounds good. I mean, I have two doctors now to look at, and really give this do it the right way, And since I already have FUE, would you recommend I go for an FUT type of procedure?
It depends on your situation. Every patient is different. It depends on what you're a candidate for. If you see a physician and if you don't want to have a linear scar and if you still have a lot of hair and, it's possible and you already had some FUE, it's very possible that another FUE could be what you need. Or if you're going to progress potentially to a much be much balder as you get older, you want to get the most bang for your buck. A reasonable physician who's very knowledgeable might suggest a strip.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I just looked at my grandfather. He's really, really bald. So.
And you're fucked. I'm just kidding. Dude, how old are you now?
32.
I'm 32.
Yeah. I mean, and you said you're on medication or no?
I am. Now they sell like formulas with like minoxidil and finasteride. So I have those topical ones, lotions.
And are they working?
So I started like a month ago, and that's why I'm waiting a year. I'm gonna see how it progresses for a year from today.
Okay.
And
where are you getting it from?
Bogota. There's a place called Rogan's, like Rogaine, but without the I and the E at the end. Rogan.
Like Hogan's Heroes. Rogan's,
yeah.
I like it.
It's a clinic. I saw a lot of people, getting products and getting hair transplants from them. They popped up a lot in social media, and we checked it out with my girlfriend, and I don't know. They did a really good consultation, so we got some products from them.
Okay. Well, I wish you the best of luck with that. I'm glad that you're not rushing into another surgery and you're just getting prepared.
Yeah.
And,
can I ask you one last question?
Yeah.
Do you guys know the efficacy with saw palmetto?
The efficacy, if you have a standardized extract, you may be able to lower your DHT between 15 and 30%. That is not, in some cases, that's statistically irrelevant. In some cases, it could be a benefit.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for your time, guys.
All right, brother. Good luck.
All right. Yeah, good luck, buddy.
Take care.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
I'm sorry, guys. I mean, all of a sudden, everyone's calling in, but Joe's hangry, and we got to go, right?
I'm always hangry.
Yeah. All right, so we're not going to take any more calls. So sorry, guys, who are holding on. Call back next week.
Call back next week.
Call back next week. I want to wish everybody a happy and healthy July 4th, 250th anniversary.
That's pretty cool.
Of the independence of this country.
Yeah. That changed everything.
The Declaration of Independence was signed on the 2nd. No one talks about that. That was a big day.
That was a big day.
I mean, these kids don't even know basic civics. They don't know basic history. It's unbelievable when I see these kids on TikTok.
Yeah, I know.
Do you think a schmuck like me, a guy like me who has a relatively, quasi-educated, I got into a good university somehow, never finished. What other country in the world can someone like me be the founder of the American Hair Loss Association, the International Alliance of Hair Restoration Surgeons, be the most read author in the world on the subject of the prevention and treatment of hair loss, be on radio for 8 years? It's like, I don't want to talk about the level of what it was. 11 years, I think, not 8 years. Did I say 11 years? Yeah. 11 years.
You said 8.
Yeah, originally. 11 years. On the weekend, I was able to make my own rates. I owned the program. I remember the people in radio, the so-called talent, they would always like, well, what else do you do? I'm like, nothing. Well, do you have like a job? This is my job. I come in here for an hour, 2 hours a week, and I do my thing. Only in this country can an idiot like me be successful. So until next time, be strong, God bless, and thank you guys so much for listening. Have a great weekend. See you, Joe.
Good night.
Thank you very much. I'm sorry for any inconvenience you may have been put to prior to the program, and I'm glad you enjoyed it. And if you could